Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain the fourth logic game from PrepTest 70, which is the October 2013 LSAT. This is the game involving 5 different bird lectures that the naturalist gives in one of 2 different auditoriums. This game I would consider it an ordering game because we're placing the lectures in order from 1 to 5. It's also matching because we are matching each of the lectures with the auditorium in which it is given. So 2 different rows of 5 spaces each is how I would lay it out. So I've laid out some simple rules on the diagram here. I'll explain all of those. We know that the first lecture is in G, so I put down G on 1. The fourth is in H, so I put H on 4. We have 3 lectures in G, which means we have 2 in H because there are 5 total. We also know that S is in H and goes before O, and T is before P, which is in G auditorium. So, number of different rules here. And sure, you can map out some simple inferences like the fact that S cannot be on 5 and O cannot be on 1, and that T cannot be on 5 and P cannot be on 1. I'm not going to bother doing that right now. Instead, I'm going to focus on how we can split this game open into 3 different main possibilities. And I lay those possibilities out based on the placement of the additional H variable. We already have one of the H's placed for us on 4, and there's only one other H left to allocate. So we can allocate that H into one of the 3 remaining spaces, either 2, 3, or 5, and then the other 2 G's will go wherever that H does not go. So here are those 3 different diagrams. We have H on 2, H on 3, and then H on 5. And then the remaining G's are falling into place wherever that additional H did not go. Now, we can make some additional inferences at this point because we know that S has to go with H and P has to go with G. So let's take a moment to do that now. We know that neither P nor O can be on 1 because they have to come after other things. We also know that S cannot be on 1 because S has to be H and we have to have G on 1. This means that we will have to have either R or T in 1 for each of these diagrams. Additionally, since we have to have S on H occurring before O occurs, we can actually infer that S will be on the bottom diagram here, S will be on 4 and O will be on 5. And here's the reason we can infer that. Just as we inferred something very limited regarding space number 1, we can also infer something based on space number 5 within this diagram. We know that neither S nor T can go last because they gotta have other things after them. And in this diagram, we also know that P cannot go on H. So due to the fact that none of S, T, or P can go on 5 in this bottom diagram, that only leaves O to go in this space. We could not possibly have R going on this space, because if R went on 5 and S went on 4, how could we fit O to go after S? It just wouldn't work. So for this reason, we know that S has to be on 4 and O has to be on 5 within this diagram. And that's all I would do up front for this game before jumping into the questions. I know it's a lot, but this will be really helpful going forward. So starting with question number 19, they're giving us a simple orientation question. So we're going to want to take one ruler inference at a time and apply that ruler inference to all 5 answer choices, looking for violations. So big inference we know is that either R or T will have to be on 1 no matter what. This gets rid of a number of choices here. We have to get rid of A, B, and D off the bat because all those choices have something else occurring on number 1. We're down to C and E now. We can apply other rules. I mean, of course, this is difficult because it's referring to only the birds and not the auditoriums as well, so things are pretty limited. One inference we can make, though, is that because we always have H on 4 and P has to be G, we could actually never have P occurring on 4. So for that reason, I'm going to put this P with a slash through it above the 4th column here and use that to look at the remaining choices C and E. And we find that choice C has P on 4. So for that reason, C is gone, and we're left with E as our answer for number 19. Next, number 20, we have a general must-be-false question. Now they're asking us about what numbered lectures could be in which auditoriums. We'll just run through the choices here regarding what must be false, or we could treat it as could be true, find the 4 that could be true, eliminate them, and whatever remains will be our answer. So starting with A, 1 and 2 both in G, we have that in the middle and bottom diagrams here, so A is gone. Looking at B, 2 and 3 on H, never happens, therefore it's impossible because these 3 diagrams comprise all the possibilities for this game, and B is our answer. I will quickly run through the rest though. C says 2 and 5 in G. That happens in the middle diagram, so that's a could, that is gone. 3 and 4 both in H happens in the middle, so that's gone. And choice E, 3 and 5 both in G happens in the top diagram, so that's gone as well, leaving B. One way you could approach this as well is to realize that since we already have H on 4 and there are only 2 H's in the game, we would never be able to have what B says, having 2 and 3 both being H, because we've already got to have one of our 2 H's on 4. Next, number 21. If T is H, what could be true about the third auditorium, the third lecture? So right away, the bottom diagram is going to be irrelevant because that has both H spaces already occupied. We're left with T doing H on either top or middle diagram. We don't know exactly where it's going. The middle diagram isn't going to work out though, and here's why. We have our H's on 3 and 4 here. If we were to put T on H in either of these, we would not have room to fit T on H going before PG and fit S on H going before O. We cannot fit S, O, T, and P in spaces 3, 4, and 5 because S, O, T, and P are 4 different variables. We cannot fit 4 variables in 3 different spaces. So for that reason, the middle diagram is gone as well. The top diagram is the only one that is relevant. And of course, we're going to have R on 1 since T beyond 1 would be G, and we've got to have T on H due to the constraints of the questions then here. So that's our diagram that we're going to use going forward as we run through the choices. So what could be true regarding the third lecture? We'll run through the choices. A says O, G on 3. Seems fine. We'll leave it alone for now. B says RH. No, R is G on 1, so B is gone. Looking at C, RG on 3. No, RG is on 1, so C is gone. D says SH on 3. No, 3 is G, so that's gone. And finally, E, TH on 3. No, 3 is G, so that's gone as well, leaving A as our answer for number 21. Next, number 22. What could be true regarding the fifth lecture? We'll just run through the choices. A says OG on 5, could happen in top or middle as far as we know. So that seems good. I'll run through the others though. B says PH on 5. No, if we have H on 5, it's going to be OH. So B is gone. Looking at C, RH on 5. No, if we have H on 5, again, it's O. So C is gone. Looking at D, SH on 5. No, again, if we have H on 5, it's going to be O. Then finally, E, TG on 5. If we had TG on 5, the G part of that works, but the T part doesn't because T's got to have PG after it. So E's gone as well, leaving A for number 22. Finally, number 23, if the third lecture is on S. So bottom diagrams are relevant since it has S on 4. We're going to have S on 3 for both the top and the middle. And they're asking us simply what could be true. Well, if we look at our top diagram for a minute, it doesn't work because SG is happening there. We need SH due to the initial rules. So top diagram's out as well, leaving the middle. We're going to have O on either 4 or on 5. We don't know exactly how this is going to play out, but we have either O4, O5, and then we have S on 3 for sure. So we'll run through the choices based on this. Could we have OG on 2? No. We have O on either 4 or 5, so A is gone. Could we have OH on 5? No. 5 is G. Could we have RH on 2? No. 2 is G. Could we have TG on 2? Yeah, looks like it could work. We'll leave it alone for now. Looking at E, TH on 4. If we had TH on 4, looks okay, but then how could we fit PG on 5 and fit O going after S? There's not enough room to fit S, O, T, and P, 4 different variables, on these 3 spaces. So for that reason, E does not work, and we're left with D as our answer for number 23.